Hey, welcome everyone. This is Mike from ZozoStockWatch.com, and this is your Stock Watch Market Talk for Tuesday, the 23rd of January. So let's go ahead and get into the video. Before we get into what I'm watching for tomorrow, trade that we did in the service, we're a day trade service and a swing trading service. And so here was our first day trade call of the day for this Monday. You're looking at a 2-minute chart, and we called LTBR over 255 this morning. It had popped up, it pulled back, and we were waiting for it to get over that 250 number. It did that, and it traveled all the way up to $3.33 for that call that we made in the room this morning at the service zozostockwatch.com. The next one that we called today was SEAS. That was later on in the afternoon. We did some other day trades also, but this was one that stood out in the afternoon. SEAS. We called this over 1405. Was getting some call activity, unusual call activity that was provided to us by the trade exchange, and really good service if you want to check that out. So that's how it got on my radar, and I called this one over 1405, 1406 the entry, and it proceeded to climb up to 1427, and then never came back to our stop, and closed nicely up here around 1430 on CEAS. Some folks are doing a swing trade on this one, and I just took the money after it ran up to about 1425, and then some more, took some more off at 1427, 1429. So a nice afternoon little pop there for, after, during lunchtime on SEAS. So a few trades that we did today. Very good day in the markets. Market was pushing up SPY to all-time highs. Here's the daily chart of SEAS. So have folks that are in this waiting for it to get over maybe this 200 SMA, holding some swing trade shares. Let's take a look at the SPY. It was new high after new high on the SPY, and as you can see, basically we're riding the 5 EMA as we break out to new all-time highs here on the SPY, IWM, and most of the other markets pushing up also. So it's all systems go as they kind of put a pause on the government shutdown. I believe the Senate voted to fund it, and now it has to go back to the House, and most likely they're going to approve it too. So the markets kind of just the bad news from the weekend rolled all over off its shoulders, and it pushed higher. The SPY, the IWM, the IWC, the IBB was on fire today. A big move here in IBB with the pop here from the Celgene Juno merger, and so that put a lot of stocks, biotech stocks, on folks' radars, and a lot of them moved up. So that was up almost 4% for the day on the IBB. XBI also a big move there, up almost 6% for the day on the XBI. So a lot of nice moves today in the market, and a lot of our swing trades working very nicely as the market continues to move up to new highs. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of the news that came out after the bell. All right, and this is provided to us from the trade exchange. And Netflix came out with their earnings after the bell, and proceeded to Get Shorty. I guess that was a movie with Danny DeVito and John Travolta. But Netflix just powering up here, trading at 246, and not giving much back at all on Netflix. So that stock just powering up there in the after hours for NFLX. Next up, we had Adobe raising their guidance. So another tech stock raising its guidance. It popped up to 211, a little bit of a pullback now, but Adobe big pop there in the after hours. Rare had some news, an offering, a lot of offerings after the bell, $175 million offering. Ameritrade had their earnings after the bell, and that stock pushed higher, Ameritrade. Roku was making new highs after hour. No news there, but just making the shorts, cover here as buyers step in as it, breaks back above that $40 level, and Roku making a big move there for our OKU. And then we had Zion reporting earnings after the bell. Zion, a bank, pushing higher in the after hours also for ZION. Trump imposes 30% tariff on solars here. So the solar stocks were all moving up. FSLR, big pop in after hours. SPWR had popped but gave it back at the moment. SUNW had popped, gave back a little bit, and RGSE also popping, pulling back a little bit. But First Solar, big move, held most of the gains here as Trump imposes that 30% tariff on solar imports to the United States. There's the numbers there for Zion. They beat by 7 cents. CBO after the bell came out with a mixed shelf. Microsoft was hitting new highs after the bell tonight. And some of the earnings that are coming out Tuesday after the bell, you can see those listed right here. And then we have some earnings before Tuesday's open. That's the last post down here at the bottom. J&J, HBAN, which is a bank, Procter & Gamble, Kimberly-Clark, Travelers, STT, another bank, Verizon. So some big, as we get into the earnings seasons, big time now. You'll see more and more earnings coming out, and so these are some of the earnings before Tuesday's open. And also Whirlpool, President Trump approved recommendations to impose safeguard tariffs on imported large residential washers. So let's check out WHR. Yeah, that one was popping in the after hours. So that's some of the news that came out courtesy of the Trade Exchange. Once again, thank you folks there for letting us use this, thetradeexchange.com, if you're interested in a news service, very reasonably priced. Some of the top gainers today, we had BIVV, that was a buyout. LTBR, we traded this one, big pop there in that one. NYMX had a nice pop today. FE, NUAN, WIN after they reported earnings, and then some stocks to the downside. VICL failure on their endpoint, on their data point there for VICL. IDRA was down. MNGA, XNet, NVFY. So these blockchain Bitcoin stocks did not have a great stellar day. SYMC, QRVO, CMG, restaurant Chipotle was down today, and BCRX. They merged with somebody. I think it was IDRA, if I remember correctly. And so those two stocks were down today. Then for your unusual options activity, and I'll bring that over into the frame now. A lot of call activity today. eBay, FCX, Cliff, HBI, VZ, THC, XOP, MOS, MRNS, NEPT, KR, and C's, like I mentioned, had that nice option call activity, so that one made a nice move. And then to the put side, unusual put activity, Cisco, FN, CSX, a couple of times there on that put activity. All right, so let's go ahead and get it right into the watch list for tomorrow. Some names I'll be watching: AEZS, Biotech, AEZS. A little bit light on the volume, but holding up here. So I'll have it on watch. AEZS, it's been holding above the 50 SMA, holding above the 10. So it looks interesting. ATVI, Activision, all these names were running EA, TTWO. So ATVI will also be on watch. Maybe it breaks out over that 71.37 area for ATVI. BLPH. Nice pop here today. 400,000 shares. Maybe if it breaks out over this 250 line that I've drawn here, we might get a nice continuation move. CAVM, a higher priced name, semiconductor name, basing under that $90 area. You can kind of see the coiling here going on, this wedge. So if this one gets over $90, CAVM could be interesting for a play there. Volume, it's a little bit lighter in the volume, but maybe if it breaks out over that 90, we'll make a nice push. CHFS had a nice little pop here into the close. So this one will be on watch. I'll kind of open up the daily chart for you here. It looks like it has that 425 spot to get over. So we'll see. Not a favorite, but we'll see. CNIT. Trying to get over this $3 area on CNIT. See the action in it today. It popped this morning, and then it skillfully gave it all back. But you never know. Tomorrow's another day, and they had a high today of 320, so maybe over 315 intraday on that one. CRBP, here's the daily of it, another biotech name, kind of trying to get over this resistance spot back here. We had a pop up here at 875. We closed at 880, 1.3 million shares on that name. So making a move today with some of the other biotechs. CYCC. Volume over 700,000 shares. The high today was $1.81 as it starts to get over this 50 SMA on CYCC. So interesting. DRNA volume was almost 600,000 shares, and you can see the kind of resistance spot there at around that. Let's see, the high was 969. So 970 on DRNA, and then maybe volume will show up. There is a recent high here also at 983 if you want to wait for that to be breached. FOLD holding up very well, looking for that takeout of maybe 1625 on FOLD for a continuation move. Biotech, you notice a lot of biotechs on watch tonight with the IBB making that big move. First Solar could be on watch tomorrow because of the Donald Trump tariff news, so we'll have FSLR on watch. HOG getting some action here, 2.5 million shares. The high today was 54.96, so maybe over 55.10 or so on HOG. HTGM. This one had a high today of 410, pulled back to 384, but nice consolidation push up here, back over the 10. So watch this one over that 410 spot maybe for HTGM. Trading 402 in the after hours. You see the 410 number was hit a couple of times here, so keep that on watch. INO getting up over the 50 SMA, 2.8 million shares on INO, starting to turn the corner here, up over the 50 SMA with nice volume. So that one looks like it may want to make a move. INSY, 2.1 million shares traded, back over the 10 SMA. The 200 SMA is right there. So we'll see on this one. Has a lot of work to do yet on INSY, but I believe this one is part of the MJX ETF. So the MJX moving higher. By the way, our service, Zozo Stockwatch, we're in this from $31.10. We sold some up at this pop here at 39, and now we're kind of letting the rest ride here, hoping this thing will get up to maybe, who knows, right? $50 or so on MJX. So that one we were put in at 31.10, and that's at zozostockwatch.com. We have a swing trade service and a day trading service if you're interested. Kodak popping here. So into the close, popping, going sideways. We'll see on this one. Usually a little bit spready, but kind of messing around with this $12 area on Kodak. Mondelez. We spoke about this one on yesterday's video, and it's making a nice move here, so we'll see if it wants to continue higher. Mondelez, some takeover chatter, I believe, around this name too. You might also want to watch Kraft Heinz starting to come back up off the lows here, getting back over the 50 SMA for Kraft Heinz. MRNS, another biotech name, 2.4 million shares. We'll see how this one sets up intraday. All right, and then MU holding above the 100 SMA, kind of a hammer candle here. We'll see if there's any kind of a continuation move. We'll see what the next candle does. 42.88, so maybe over that 43 number for MU, and I'll go ahead and put that in there, maybe over 43.10 area for MU, so that one will be on watch. MYO, another one with a big volume trying to get over the 50 SMA. We have that 425 spot up ahead, so maybe it'll clear that. 399 close, and let's see if it can get through this 425 spot on MYO. The high today was 405, so maybe 410 is enough for MYO. MYSZ, it popped today and then pulled back. So it looks like this 250 area is giving it a little bit of a resistance at the moment. So we'll see on that one, MYSZZ. NVCN. This is an under $1 name, came right up to the 50 SMA and pulled back, just under that 75-cent spot. So if this gets over 75 cents, maybe we get a move. Medical devices. NYMX, big pop. We'll see how this one sets up intraday. 3.2 million shares. OPHT. Trying to get up over the 50 SMA, another biotech name. Volume a little bit light, 400,000 shares. But if it gets over, 307 highs today, volume could come in. OPHT, PTCT. This one had over 700,000 shares. It pulled back to the 10 SMA. Now it's turning back up. It's right at that 2250 number. So maybe the highs today push this one higher. Another biotech name. PXS, a shipper. All right, we tried to trade this one earlier in the morning, and we ended up taking a flat. We got in at let's see, it was 181, right? It popped up to 185, and it just couldn't get going. It started to come back at us, so we got back out for a flat. And then later in the session, into the close, it was popping again, PXS. So we'll have this one on watch. We'll see. It can make nice moves. As you can see back here, it had big pops. So we'll see if this one wants to give us a setup tomorrow. RGSE, like I said, with the Donald Trump news out on the tariffs on solar, these were popping. So RGSE, SPWR will also be on watch, although this one kind of gave it back. So we'll see. SUNW also popped in the after hours, so that one will be on watch. And then lastly, VUZI, maybe it takes out this 950 area. It held the 10, the 5, all the moving averages are turning up. So it has that 950 area to take out on VUZI. Here's, let's see, it closed at around 925. So VUZI will be on watch. 1.3 million shares, FUZI. So that's your stock watch list for tomorrow. Hope you have a good, successful day trading. If you want, you can come try our service. It's $44.95 for the first month. I'll provide the link in the description code for you if you'd like to come check out the service. All right, thanks very much. This is Mike at Zozo Stock Watch.